You know, they say we learn more from our mistakes than we do from our successes. And if that really were true, then I probably would be like the smartest guy in the whole world, because I have had more mistakes and more screw-ups and more failures than anybody I've ever met. Now, the consolation is I've learned some things along the way, and I want to share them with you, because they are things that I think if you come to grips with them and you see them for what it is they really are, then all of a sudden failure isn't quite that big bugaboo that every one of us kind of has as a boogeyman hiding under the bed or peering out from in a dark closet. So here are some of the things that I've learned about failure over the course of my life. And I've learned these things the hard way. I've learned them, as they would say, up close and personal, because I have screwed up so much, so often, so many times. Number one, I've learned that we will fail. Every one of us, we will fail. We will fail in our businesses, we'll fail in our relationships, we'll fail in our health, we'll fail in something. It is inevitable. And I'm as probably an optimistic guy as you're ever going to meet in the whole world, yet I know that in reality, we will all fail. We will make a mistake, we'll do something wrong, we'll be in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's going to happen. There are 6.5 billion people on the face of the planet Earth, and every single one of them have this in common. They will all fail. Now, knowing that failure then is probably more common than eye color, why do we make such a big deal out of it? Why do we then, kind of beat ourselves over the head just because we've screwed up? We treat ourselves as if it's the first time anybody's ever done what it is we just did. Well, the truth of the matter is, we wished it hadn't happened. But the bigger truth is that it's a common, ordinary occurrence. So quit acting like it's such a big deal, because it's just not. The second thing I've learned is that libraries are full of books on success, but there's just a real shortage of books on how to fail. Now, I'm not talking that there should be a Failure for Dummies, or the 10 ways to screw up your marriage, or the 5 ways to screw up your business. No. I'm talking about, shouldn't there be a book on what to do when we do fail? Because if we're all going to fail, and I purposely really do believe we are all going to fail once, twice, or thrice in our life, shouldn't there be an instruction manual of what to do when it happens? Well, there isn't, and I wish there were. I wish there were as many books in the library telling us how to deal with these things that are going to happen in our life than there are these get-rich-quick books. So maybe one of you ought to sit down and write that book, the book on how to deal with real failure. The third thing that I've learned about failure is that most failures are avoidable. They really are. Now, in hindsight, we can look back and we can see how it is we got to where it is we didn't want to be. We can see what we did wrong, or maybe what we didn't do when we could have or should have done something. Well, isn't that a wonderful lesson for all of us? Isn't that something that we should take to heart and say, then, if I did screw up, if I did make a mistake, if I did end up in the wrong place at the wrong time, boy, why can't I learn from this? Why can't I learn so that I can avoid it again the next time? Because I've learned that almost every mistake really was avoidable, and most of us actually had warning. Most of us had something that happened previously that could have been a red flag, that could have set us off, that could have, could have given us some early warning radar or something. But so many times we just don't trust our own gut. We don't trust our intuition. We sometimes go against our own internal clock, so to speak, and go, no, it's going to be okay this time. And then inevitably we end up in the wrong place and go, doggone it, I wish I had paid attention. Well, it's one of the things that I've learned is that mistakes are avoidable. And mostly we see the clues if we'd only pay attention.